dirty books cost you way more than clean books ever will. What do I even mean by that? The QuickBooks or like whatever financial software you're using, if you say, well, I'm going to have to pay this person to be able to get my books up to date and clean them. And you're like, I don't know about the number and the price. But if you have dirty books, it is going to cost you 10x more than you investing to get your books cleaned up. You know why? Because there's so many disadvantages of having dirty books, of not knowing the numbers, of not being able to pull out an accurate profit and loss, an accurate balance sheet, an accurate cash flow statement. As a business owner, your business numbers tell the story of your business. So if those numbers are dirty and you don't know, like, what am I really making? What's really going out the door? What do I get to keep? What do I get to put in my pocket? And it's all a financial mess. Then that's not helping you. If anything, that's hurting you and hindering you. You've literally made something that could be a springboard to the next step of your business evolution, and you've made it a stumbling block on your path, because a lot of people just go for the cheapest option when it goes to bookkeeping and goes to accounting. They're just like, is this person breathing? And did they say they can do bookkeeping? Great. Help me out. And it's like, then they get that person in the door, and they get that person in the door, and then they're like, I have no idea if this is good or not, and hopefully you can take care of it and you can handle it. And then they have no idea if that person is actually cleaning stuff up or getting it to the right position or into the right categories, into the right transaction fields. And then you go a year later and it's like you go to your tax accountant and they say, this is a mess. I can't file your taxes. So that way your tax time is pushed back. You didn't get any clear numbers. If you were running your numbers throughout the year, then you didn't have accurate numbers. It's like, okay, then it's cost you a whole lot more than getting the right person in from the very beginning. So this is where dirty books are going to cost you 10x more at least than getting those clean books. And how do you actually get clean books? How do you actually do that? And how do you get them cleaned up? Number one, make sure you're using a bookkeeper who understands your industry. Make sure you're using someone who understands that. And if it's you, then you need to either get training on how to input that data and input those numbers, or if you have a family member or someone that you're hiring like a virtual assistant, they need to understand your industry and where every transaction goes. This is not something you want to mess around with. Dirty books could also mean, at the most extreme case, could be jail time. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what if you file taxes incorrectly? The IRS comes after you. Like, you're wearing an orange jumpsuit if it goes too far. Like, and I don't want it to go that far ever. This is why the dirty book, it could be maybe someone stealing from you and you don't even know it. Like, there's so many things where if you don't have clean books, it could be working against you. So how do you get that cleaned up? Number one, like I said, working with a good bookkeeper who understands your industry. Number two, it's having open lines of communication with the person who's doing the books. Do you have a clear-cut system to be able to say, here's the transactions, here's what it was for? So that way also you're not taking more of your time out of your day to be able to input that, or months at a time and you have to go back and it's like an 8-hour day. Or like I've met some people where they're like, I have a mess, and like every time where it comes tax time, I have to take 2 weekends and it's like 2 16-hour days to get this cleaned up, and they're like wanting to shoot themselves in the foot. I've had many people that like that, where they wait to the very last minute and then they're like, why did I do this when I could have had a system the whole time? Third thing of making sure you get clean books is not just number one, having the right person, number two, having a good system, but then number three, making sure that they understand where every single transaction goes. Like, do you know if they're doing it correctly? Do you know that if they're putting it in the right place, do you have some way to manage them? The third one is good management of that bookkeeping system, process, or person, because if you're not doing it, then and someone else is doing it for you, you need to make sure that they're actually doing it correctly. If you're like, well, I don't know how, this is where getting some good advice or good help. Maybe you need a fractional CFO. Maybe you need some training. There's some good training and courses out there of how to look for what you need to inside of the financial analysis for a profit and loss or for a balance sheet. Bookkeeping should not be so difficult that you're like, I have no idea what to look for. Unless there are some industries that are more difficult, like owner finance and real estate, or some of the other ones like out there. This is where, no matter what industry you're in, knowing what to look for will be a big benefit for you as the business owner, to at least have a cursory overview of, do I know what they're putting in, or are they just BSing me? So just because you found the right person who's in your industry, and just because you have a good communication system, you need to make sure, number three, that you're managing them and that you have expectations with them. Are they getting it up to date on a regular basis? Did they get the cleanup done, and was it correct? You might have to ask your accountant. You might have to ask a CFO or someone to come in and say, is this accurate? What should I be looking for if you want to turbocharge that? But bookkeeping is literally the foundation of finding the real problems in the business, because you can always follow the money, right? They always say that's a cliched statement in all those cop movies and like the TV shows. It's like follow the money. And this is where for you to be able to follow the money, to see what are the real issues in my business. Am I spending too much on payroll? Am I spending too much just on general subscriptions and the general admin in the business? Am I spending too much and I'm not getting enough return in marketing? Like, am I spending enough to get a return in marketing? So this is where the foundation of good books is not just about getting it cleaned up so you can present to the tax accountant. It's about a couple other things that I mentioned. You getting the problem solved in your business so you can make real decisions and keep more of what you're making. So you're not wearing that orange jumpsuit because either someone's stealing, skimming, or you've got someone where it's like, hey, I turned this into, the IRS and they said it's all out of whack. And if we don't pay the right amount, then we could be coming after you. It's like real good bookkeeping will keep you from all that mess. And the benefits of good bookkeeping are making sure you actually have a return from the numbers and from the money that you're spending. And you get that cleaned up, like I said, to recap, number one, having a bookkeeper who understands your industry. Number two, having those open lines of communication with them. And number three, managing them to make sure, is this actually accurate? Are you savvy enough as an owner to understand that? Or do you need to bring some help in to make sure, okay, they are doing it correctly. These are your numbers. What decisions do we need to make from here? That's the difference between good books, dirty books, and how you can get them cleaned up relatively quickly. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this episode gave you clarity or a new perspective, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. If you're ready to apply what we talked about today with real guidance and accountability, visit profitrai.com to schedule a free discovery call with us to create your path to financial clarity and freedom.